Given the latest Baldur's Gate 3 demos and gameplays, we've seen some of the monsters we'll encounter in both the surface world and in the Underdark. In this two-part Baldur's Gate 3 lore video, we will first talk about monsters from the surface world in terms of what their purposes are, where they reside, and their roles in the old and new Baldur's Gate games. Welcome to Content Critters. If you're interested in more Baldur's Gate 3 lore, news, and guides, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell to receive notifications when new videos go live. Without further ado, let's begin. Number 1 are red dragons. Red dragons are the most arrogant and vain creatures of their kind, often considering themselves as emperors. They are chosen by Tiamat, the queen of evil dragons, to rule in her name. This gives them the authority to command every creature except for the Githyanki, of course. See, Tiamat and Gith, the supreme ruler of Giths, had an agreement to let these dragons serve as companions to the Githyanki, to hunt mind flayers and to aid them in raids. We've seen them in action in one of Baldur's Gate 3's cinematic trailers, where the red dragons have been trying to burn the mind flayer's elder brain, residing in the murky pool inside the Nautiloid. In exchange, Gith is to stay trapped in the Nine Hells, while dragons get to keep loot from these raids. This makes the dragons content as they value wealth above everything else. They are chaotic evil creatures that are gargantuan in size. Red dragons are also destructive and they act on impulse when angered. Despite their nature, they are not allowed to attack their Githyanki companions under the agreement. Their scales become thicker and deeper red in color as they age, while their pupils fade. The oldest red dragons are said to have eyes that resemble molten lava orbs. A decent number of them do not age much as they serve the Githyanki soldiers in the astral plane, a timeless realm. However, those who accompany young Githyankis in the material plane due to training are replaced by younger dragons when they age. Number 2 are goblins. Goblins are neutral evil and selfish small humanoids that reside in caves, abandoned mines, or dungeons. Individually, they are weak, but as a group, they can be overwhelming. They are often known to crave power and are motivated by greed and malice. After celebrating victories related to the acquisition of power, they celebrate the misery of others. Goblins are ruled by a goblin boss, the strongest or smartest among them. Despite choosing the best, these bosses are easily ousted and are replaced with hobgoblin warlords or bugbear chiefs. Goblins use alarms for their lairs to alert them when intruders arrive. In addition, their tunnels are designed in a narrow fashion with bolt holes, to easily navigate and catch enemies by surprise. As for companions and mounts, they often go with wolves, who are similarly pack hunters. Goblins worship Maglabayet, the Mighty One, Lord of Depths and Darkness, out of fear. They believe that dying in battle will send them straight to Maglabayet's army in the Acheron Plain. This is something they dread as they don't want to be servants of a tyrant for eternity. In Baldur's Gate 3, however, we often hear goblins talking about the true soul and serving the Absolute, a new god, which may have been created by the dead 3 Bane, Baal, and Merkel. In an interview, senior writer Adam Smith implicates this new cult and the Mind Flayers in working together, with the Absolute uniting them all for a far greater and evil purpose that we have yet to find out. Number 3 are the face spiders. Face spiders are large creatures that got their name by phasing themselves in and out of the ethereal and material planes, making it tricky to quickly eliminate them in fights, especially with low-level characters. These spiders are common in the older Baldur's Gate games where they often teleport within or around the party to catch them off guard and to strike them with poison. Last but not the least, at number 4 are vampires. Although we only get to see a vampire spawn in the form of Astarion for now, I thought it would be nice to add vampires in general to the mix. Who knows if we'll get to see more of their kind in Baldur's Gate 3. Vampires are lawfully evil compared to their vampire spawn counterpart who are neutral evil. Despite this, they both hunger for their previous lives, and in order to satiate this desire, they drink the blood of living creatures. Similar to what we know in pop culture, vampires abhor the sunlight as it burns their skin. They don't cast shadows or reflections, they have to be invited into homes or settlements, and they can be killed by driving a wooden stake into their heart. The emotional attachments of vampires turn dark when they fixate on physical symbols as replacements. For instance, they collect art, books, or torture devices from their victims as trophies. Some vampire victims are turned into vampire spawns. The only way for these spawns to become free-willed is if the vampire that has created them dies. This is probably what happened with Larian, which is why he is able to walk around and think freely with the intention of removing the tadpole in his head. It's possible that whoever snatched him away caused his sadistic master's demise. What other monsters are you looking forward to seeing in Baldur's Gate 3? Let me know in the comments section below. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again next week for more Baldur's Gate 3 videos.